Hello, my name is Stacy Swift. That's me. And I thank you for taking a few minutes to watch this short video to help you understand my role as your franchise broker and consultant and how the FranNet process works. I want our time together to be valuable, and I found that it's helpful to lay out expectations up front, both from me and from you, so that our working relationship is productive. Here's a bit more detail on how our FranNet process works. First, you submit your completed personal franchise assessment online. You and I will then review your PFA by phone so that I can understand your current situation, your financial qualifications, and why you're considering investing in a franchise at this point in your life. Now here's the important one. We schedule a time to meet in my office if you have made the decision that you want to own a business. If you're not yet sure this is what you want to do, then it's probably too early for us to meet. My role is to help you explore specific franchise opportunities. It's not necessarily to help you make the decision that you want to be a business owner. That decision needs to be made before you meet with me. I can provide lots of educational materials to help you learn about entrepreneurship and franchise ownership specifically, but our meeting is to start developing your personal ideal business model and talk about specific concepts and choices for you to consider, so you should be ready for that when we meet. I'll tell you more about the actual meeting in just a minute. Just the fact that you're watching this video tells me that you probably have submitted your PFA, and we may already have our first face-to-face meeting scheduled. If so, here's what to expect in that first meeting. It's really just a casual conversation with lots of questions from me. We'll start building your ideal business model based on you, your goals, your interests, your financial capabilities, your dreams. Start thinking about it. If a business could have everything you want and stay away from the things you don't want, what would it look like? Employees, hours, location, image, your daily role and responsibilities, the investment range. We'll talk about all of it. And what are you good at? What do you enjoy? What are you not so good at? What would you prefer to stay away from? This information, combined with the information from your profile, will help me to present viable concepts to you that I think you should consider. Now here's the catch. There's a very good chance that something I present to you will throw you for a loop. It'll be a concept or an industry that you may never have thought of and definitely never pictured yourself in. That's what's fun about this whole process. I'm going to ask you to step outside of your comfort zone, but if I do, I'll explain why I'm showing you that particular concept and why I think it might be a good fit, and why I think it's worth your time to take the next step and learn a little more about it before you simply toss it out. What you can expect from me is an honest effort to show you viable concepts to consider based on the information that you're providing to me. And now let's talk about my expectations of you. First and foremost, I hope you'll trust me. That doesn't mean that the first business I show you will be your perfect dream business. It might be, that certainly happened before, but it's also possible that we'll discuss several concepts that you will want to explore and compare. One thing I ask is that at the end of the first meeting, you'll agree to have an introductory phone conversation with at least one of the concepts that I've presented to you. Trust me, you aren't committing to invest in that franchise in that moment. You're simply committing to one phone call to learn a bit more about it and to better understand why I presented it to you and why I think it might be a good option to consider. You don't know what you don't know at this point, so you have everything to gain and nothing to lose by simply learning a little more. At the very least, I want you to get a feel for the process with a franchisor. Remember that a franchise is all about following a system and having a structured process. This due diligence process should be looked at in that same way. Embrace it and learn. I actually think you'll enjoy it. If you follow through this initial due diligence process in an organized and structured manner, the more likely a franchisor is to conclude that you could be a positive addition to their system. They're judging you. They want to know that you'll operate your business in that same organized and structured way. And if you don't, well, then they may very well question whether or not you are a good fit for their system. As we continue working together, your ongoing expectations of me should include honest, consistent communication. It will also include regular follow-up calls and/or meetings. I like to connect with you at least once per week throughout the process, and I'm happy to be flexible to whatever works best with your schedule. You'll be having regular calls with the franchise or franchises that you are evaluating, and it's important for us to talk and debrief after each of those calls so that I understand where you are in the process, as well as any concerns you may be having. You can also expect occasional emails with additional educational information and materials to help you as you evaluate franchise opportunities. You should feel free to contact me anytime with questions and/or concerns, and I'll do my best to address them. I can also provide referrals for lenders, attorneys, and accountants if you need them. You can expect honest, consistent communication from me throughout the process until you get to a final decision, whether that's a yes or a no. What I expect from you is that same honest, consistent communication. I expect you to be available for our weekly follow-ups or to return my messages in a timely manner. Keep an open mind. Don't make assumptions based on what you think you know. Only make decisions based on what you know you know. I told you I was honest, so here's a preview of that honesty. I have a 3 strikes and you're out rule. If I make 3 attempts to contact you to follow up and I don't hear back from you, I'll send a polite email letting you know that I'm closing your file. We can always reopen it, but you truly need to be focused and serious. Let's talk straight. This is how I make my living, and I focus on my clients who are focused. We look at it fairly simply. You're either business serious or you're just business curious. If it's the latter, you simply may not be ready to take this big step yet. I hope this information has been helpful. I look forward to helping you find that perfect business when you're ready. Just let me know. I hope to hear from you soon. Thank you.